What's up, everybody? I'm Zach, and today we're going to be going over my bag and all of the discs that I have inside of it. So let's have some fun. Well, everybody, it's time for another video. We are on a brand new set, if you will. We're out at my parents' house. I never actually thought that I was going to be doing one of these, a what's in the bag type video, but we've had somebody in the comments kind of continually asking for a what's in the bag video, so here we are making it. Okay, so long story short, but why I even play disc golf? I know this isn't the video that you clicked on, but the reason why I played disc golf is because all my buddies played golf, and that's kind of an expensive sport. You got to wear certain clothes, you got to act a certain way, and everything's expensive over there. Balls, clubs, just pay to play any round. Golf is expensive. So that's kind of why I went the disc golf route, is because some of my buddies showed it to me. They gave me a couple handout discs, and I was like, this is kind of fun. So through Christmases and birthdays, I've kind of built this bag to be a little bit more of the way that I like it. But for the most part, my mantra of disc golf has been, I'm gonna be the guy that never spends money. And that has probably hurt my disc golf game more than it's helped. But that's who I used to be in disc golf. Now I'm kind of turning into I don't know, let's see what we can build if we actually try. So I know you guys are probably already like, all right, this is where we're at with this guy in this video, and that's fair, but hang with me here, because as we go through this bag, I'm kind of just like, I want to hear your guys' input on what discs I could add to this bag that would make it more interesting, or what discs I should probably take out of my bag because you can tell it's hurting my game, and there's probably quite a bit of those. But now you guys are going to get a little bit of a backstory of why every disc is in my bag, why I use it, what shots are good for, blah, blah, blah. Also, just to talk about my setup and what I've got going on right here, I do have my laptop with me. That is because I'm a nerd and I have an Excel spreadsheet for just about everything in my life, but I specifically have one for disc golf, and all of the discs that I have, basically everything, their flight numbers, their weight, what I like to use them for, how much I trust them, because that matters a lot to me, is trust in a disc, and can I trust it to do what I want it to do. So anyways, I have an Excel spreadsheet for that, just because, why not? I'll probably throw it on the screen so that you can kind of see the different snippets of what I say about my putters and my mid-ranges, my fairway drivers, and my distance drivers. But that's just kind of what I got next to me here, and then my basket from my home course. So that's just kind of my general setup. If you're wondering why I have a laptop here, that is why. Without further ado, let's jump right in. First off is the bag itself. This is just kind of your basic Amazon disc golf bag by Dynamic Discs, and I really like this bag. It's done everything that I want it to. It holds anywhere from like 18 to 21 discs, depending on how you like to fit it, in the main cartridge. And then we've got my putter slot that I like to use up there for towels, putters, minis, whatever. It's got a good water bottle size holder. If you guys have ever seen it, you know that that's Solo's water bottle slot. He loves to come with me whenever I go play disc golf, and so we keep his water kind of over there. Nice little side pocket here. I keep random little mini games like Chip Locked. I can't wait to play that on the channel one day, but that's just kind of what goes on in the bag, and every now and then I'll keep like my keys or phone in here. What's going on behind me? Don't worry about it. There's just some casuals playing on this course back here. This is my disc golf course that I designed. It's at my parents' property, and so one day I'll take you guys out here and we'll do a course review here. But anyways, so we've kind of already looked at the bag in and of itself. Now it's time to jump in and look at the actual discs. First disc that we're going to look at is my putters, and yes, I said putters as in plural. I know you guys have seen this disc on the channel. This is my Luna. I really love this putter. I have used it for years, and yes, I know that's not good to use a putter that long. I've had this disc in my bag for legitimately probably 4 or 5 years. Really like this putter. I know the ins and outs and everything about it. It's pretty beaten up now. It's got some scratches and such, just some general wear and tear. It definitely doesn't have any grip into the chains these days, but that's okay. I've kind of been stubborn in replacing this guy. I knew it needed to happen, but it's finally happening. I'm replacing my putter, but this is the putter you guys have seen a lot. Another thing I'm going to do as I go throughout this video is I'll probably just add times where I've actually used these discs in real rounds that you guys have seen on YouTube. So you're probably seeing some of the missed putts of where it just rips right through the chains. It quite unfortunately happens way too often, but that is okay because I really do love this putter. It is time to replace it, but that is my Luna. Now for my new putter, I have an Axiom disc Envy, the MVP disc. I really like this. Yet to throw it on the channel, so this is your first time seeing it, really. But it's kind of been my new putter for off-camera stuff, and I've really liked the way that it flies. I'm learning to trust it more, but it's been a really good putter for me. You guys, this will be my putter going forward, so you'll see it way more in the coming videos. So now we're through with the putters. We are gonna dive into the mid-ranges, which is my favorite section of the bag. Anytime I'm on a course and I pull out a mid-range, it probably means I'm pretty comfortable and confident about the shot that I'm about to throw, because these are the discs that I trust the most. They just happen to fly well for me, and I kind of have a mid-range disc for every shot situation. So let me dive into those. And I count these as mid-range discs, but my first one is technically a Get Freaky Zone. I know that can be a putt and approach type disc, but I love to use this as my approach. This disc has been unbelievable for me. When I first got it, I kind of hated it. I hated the feel of it and the flimsiness. And then I started to throw it, and it's one of the most predictable discs. It probably is the most predictable disc in my bag, one that I can trust on any kind of throw. I know it's going to hyzer out at the end. I know it's very overstable. I really like this zone. Lots of times, this has been my approach disc that I use just on any hole if I'm ever in a pickle or it's wide open. I like to just defer to this guy. You're probably seeing a whole lot of content of where it just, it's short range shots that I just like to chip up and put it right next to the basket. So this one's been very good for me. My next putt and approach type disc is my Tempo. And this is an MVP Axiom disc. Really like this disc. I actually won this in a tournament back in when I was in college a couple years ago. First tournament I ever actually won anyways, but nice little prize. It's some people have said that the Tempo is Discraft's version of a zone, and I'd say that's partially true. This flies pretty similar to the zone. It's definitely overstable, straight to overstable. I really like throwing this for maybe when it gets a little bit out of the zone's range. I don't really throw this very long distance. I really like the Tempo for that. But this disc has been very good for me. Also very reliable. I love the Tempo. Okay, now we dive into the real true mid-ranges, if you want to call it that. But the first one that I want to talk about is actually the Foundation Disc Golf Aceathon Jawbreaker Buzz SS. They put this disc out. Kind of got some mixed feelings about this one, but they put this disc out and they said, hey, you know, buy this disc, compete in the Aceathon, and we'll feature you in a video. If you guys don't know who Foundation Disc Golf is, they were basically what inspired me to make my own channel. So I really like Foundation Disc Golf and everything that they've done. But they came out with this disc. Of course, I bought it. I did the challenge and I put it on my YouTube. I didn't win, and that's fine. That's okay. But the disc in and of itself has found its way into my bag because I really like it. Very straight. It's got a little bit of flip to it, but for the most part, this will go directly at the target that I want to aim at. So if I just got a straight shot, this is typically the disc that I pull out. Really like this Aceathon disc. Next disc is my Claymore, and this one is kind of one of the beginning of the revolution of my disc golf game. This one has been awesome for me. Very much a backhand turnover, something that I never had in my bag. I was always a forehand guy for any shot that had to go right. And this disc has kind of turned that around for me, of where I can throw a pretty understable mid-range. And this is kind of understable because I beat it up a good bit, spent some time in a pond or two. It's pretty understable at this point. And so I can throw it straight at my target. It can flip out. There's some really good content at the times where this does exactly what I'm talking about and exactly what I want it to do. So this Claymore has been a really good addition to my bag. Another disc, another mid-range that I really love is my Hex from Axiom Disc. This one is awesome, my Watermelon Hex. I don't know if this is true. I saw on Facebook Marketplace, or maybe it was Reddit or somewhere, where somebody was trying to sell this particular disc for like 200 bucks. I guess it's some rare collectible. Sorry, I didn't know that. But I also won this disc in the same time where I won that Tempo in that college tournament I was talking about. But this disc is one of my favorites. It's very straight. I can throw this thing really hard. It's kind of perfect for that tunnel shot when you have a bad backboard behind your basket, where you can really just boost this thing pretty far and you're not going to go past the basket. So I really like this disc. And once again, my mid-ranges are just my favorite. They're my bread and butter. So now to my other mid-range disc. This is my J Millie Buzz, and you guys haven't seen this one on the channel yet, and that's mainly because this disc is taking the place of my Dynamic Disc Truth, which I've really only thrown once, and I have an ace of it on, not on the channel, but I have an ace with this disc, and I'm pretty loyal and partial to this disc, but over time it's gotten pretty beat up and it doesn't quite fly the same way that it used to. and it's really gotten hard for me to try and figure out what this thing's gonna do. And so I'm actually phasing this guy out. And I'm pretty sad about that, but I really like this Truth. What I've picked up instead is this Buzz, and it is in fact autographed by Jay Milley. He did a What's Up sale, or Whatnot. He did a Whatnot sale where he kind of sold a bunch of discs, and I got one from him. And I really like this Buzz. It's a little beat up. It's got some wear and tear for sure, but it flies really well. So thank you, Jay Milley. Maybe we can collab in the future? I don't know. It could be fun. And then my last mid-range disc that's in my bag is kind of my favorite, the Rancho Star Rock. This guy has been through it. I don't even know if you guys can tell. There's a lot of wear and tear on this disc. This is definitely my longest tenured disc that I have in my bag. Used it for ages, probably 5 or 6 years is how long this disc has been in my bag. I have lost it from time to time, and it's spent a good bit of time actually in these thorns right over my right shoulder, where I one time lost it for about 3 months. It was gone for that long. I looked for this thing a whole lot when I originally lost it, and I never found it. And then one like random time I was looking for a different disc, and I saw this thing smothered, barely grabbable, and I got it and retrieved it. And I am so pumped. It was the best day of my life when I got this guy back. So I really trust this disc. Even though it's beat up, it still flies true. These rocks are built different. So I really like this Rancho Star Rock. But now we're gonna go into the fairway drivers, and the first fairway driver I'm gonna pull out is my Beast. This disc is basically my utility disc. I use this anytime I need to pull it out and maybe there's a super strong headwind, or maybe I need just a simple forehand shot where I don't trust any other disc in my bag. Some big steep hyzer. This disc kind of just does it all for me, and I really like the way that this disc has been working for me recently. There's a lot of good times where basically anytime I pulled this out for the channel, it's done really well. So I trust this disc a lot. This one's solid utility disc. Next up would be my Firebird. Now, I will say, this disc I was suckered into buying. My disc golf coach told me that this would fix my forehand. Who is my disc golf coach? ChatGPT. They lied to me. This disc did not fix my forehand at all. It still sucks. But why do I keep this in the bag? Because 1 out of like 10 times I'll throw this thing and it will do the exact thing that I dreamed about this disc doing, and then I just can't part from it. I know there's a lot of people that really like the Firebird. I'm just not one of them yet. I've kept it in the bag. I keep trying to work on it. Can't quite get it to where I want it to be, but that's another disc that I have in my bag. Mainly use this for forehands. Probably only use it on the channel once. My next fairway driver is a disc that I don't know what it is. I have no clue what this disc is. It's from the Duncan Lake Hill Climber Classic Open Disc Golf Tournament, whatever, from 2023. Or this disc is awesome for me. It's basically my straight throwing fairway driver that I could put probably 350 or so down a gap if need be. This disc is really good for me because it kind of fills a hole in my bag that I don't have. You know, mid-ranges kind of cap out at a certain distance, and then some of my distance drivers are too unpredictable when I try to throw them either low speed or high speed, any time. So this disc has become very reliable. You haven't seen them on the channel yet, but if I ever go review Trosper Park, which I plan on doing soon, you will see a whole lot of this disc. Now, I kind of talked about the Claymore, my mid-range, and how that transformed my game. Well, let me tell you, this Discraft Heat has changed my game probably the most of any disc that I've ever had. Again, I was a huge forehand guy. I used to be, at least. I had a good one. I don't know where it's gone. I have the yips, I'm fairly certain, but I'm gonna keep trying. But until I fix that, this disc has been my perfect go-to for a backhand turnover. The glide on this Heat is unreal. It travels for ages. I don't have too many like really good shots on camera from when I've used it for the channel, but basically anytime off channel, this disc will go so far and do exactly what I want. And it fixes a hole in my game that I previously didn't have an answer for. So thank you to the Discraft Heat. This guy saved my skin quite a bit. So I really like that one. Next up, now we're onto the distance driver portion of my bag. And first one, we're gonna go with the Lone Star disc. This is a bayonet. I like this disc. You guys have probably only seen me use it for like baby rollers, really, to get me out of a tough situation where I needed kind of a cut roller to fix a bad drive, probably. But this one has kind of turned into heavy wind, throw this thing, let it knife right through. Very stable, very overstable disc. So I've liked the way that it flies. It's not my favorite disc in my bag, but it definitely has a purpose, and whenever it needs to perform, it typically does what it's supposed to. Now we're actually at my favorite part of my bag, and that's my shrikes. If you know me, you know I love a good shrike, and this guy is the OG shrike. He's been around for a really long time. He's obviously seen some wear and tear. Yes, this is an attempt at a clean. Like that's how beat up this guy is. So he has been around for a really long time. I love star shrikes. If I'm gonna get a shrike, it has to be star plastic. Why, I don't know. They work the best for me. I can beat them in real quick, but they don't really lose any of the characteristics in their flight that I love. But this disc has been really, really good for me. I can get maximum distance out of my shrikes. They're definitely my long distance throwers. This shrike in particular is so beat up though that it is pretty understable. And by pretty understable, I mean it's really understable. And it is very similar to my Discraft Heat at this point. But this one is one that I use if I ever need a little bit more distance, and especially if there's not very much wind. So that's my first shrike. Now I do have another shrike, and this one is kind of my more mint condition shrike. Really, really like this one. This is actually replacing the pink shrike that I used to have. I think you guys have seen it on the channel. I accidentally, also in the same location that I lost my rock, I lost my shrike, and I knew exactly where it was, so I was coming back to get it the very next day because I didn't have jeans. Heavy, thick thorns where I lost the pink shrike. So I went back home, got my jeans, and the next day when I came out to look for it, rabbits had already gotten to it. They had completely shredded the edges of it, and I was very sad about it. Anyways, that's way more story than you guys needed to know, but I'm a big shrike guy, so I had to go out and replace it. I got my purple shrike now. This guy obviously already just flies basically just like the pink one did, so I really, really like a shrike in my bag at all times. Okay, now we're on to kind of the final stretch of discs in my bag, and the first one we're gonna pull out is this Star Boss. This guy is a guy that you guys haven't seen too much on the channel, but I just want you to know he might be my new favorite disc in my bag in the sense that it's like my utility. I talked earlier about my Innova Beast and how it kind of does whatever I want it to. This disc has kind of taken that role and run with it. Maximum distance with this guy. I can really bomb this guy. In case you're wondering, we got Brad on the back. Brad, you're the GOAT. I found this disc at Ace's Disc Golf Supply. That's where I get most of my new discs these days, as I turn in some old ones and get some new ones. And I found this disc in the used section, and it has been awesome for me. I love everything about this Star Boss. But Brad, if you're watching this, please let me know and I'll return this to you. But I just want you to know this guy has been very well taken care of, and it has taken care of me very, very well. I love Brad. Next up is my Tesla. This guy is a new guy to the channel. It is actually replacing my Star Destroyer. And maybe you guys are watching the old videos and you're like, please get this disc out of your bag. And I really, really need to. And so last time I was at Ace's Disc Golf Supply, I picked up this Tesla. And this Tesla has been awesome, kind of, ish. Basically, it was supposed to replace my forehand disc. It kind of does the exact same thing. My forehand's broken is what I've really come to learn, is that it's not necessarily the disc fault, it's more so me, and I knew that. But the Star Destroyer is currently getting phased out of my bag. It's kind of beat up anyway, so it's kind of time for a change. But this Tesla is here to fill the void, and has done fine, but you know, until I fix my forehand, no disc will really ever be what I want it to. Next up is my Katana. You guys have seen this, and actually in a big announcement, I'm actually pulling the Katana from my starting lineup, and we're gonna replace it with the Discraft Nuke. The Katana was fine for me. I just kind of thought it was gonna be one thing when it turned out to be another. So I've kind of already got discs that do what I want the Katana to do, and this Discraft Nuke, I basically know nothing about. I haven't quite figured out how to use this guy yet, mainly because I've got a good, healthy, trustworthy set of drivers that I already like to use. But I keep this Nuke in there just because one day I intend on learning the secrets of the Nuke. Anyways, we're almost done here. Last disc that's in my bag is my Dynamic Disc Vanish. This is my new distance driver. I picked this up the same time I picked up the new Shrike, and I really, really like this thing. But what I compare this to is kind of like an Innova Champion Wraith almost. This is a glow plastic though, so it's pretty sick. I mean, I love glow plastic. If you're ever gonna sucker me into buying a disc, it's gonna be glow plastic. For whatever reason, I love them. But I'm becoming a sucker for Axiom discs. I really like the way that they have been designing their discs recently. Obviously, they've got the new ones coming out that look beyond sick. But this disc has been pretty nice in my bag. So I'm excited to use this more, and you guys will see it on the channel a lot. But anyways, that's basically it. That is my bag. Those are all the discs that I got in them. If you guys saw or thought something throughout the video where like, man, you really need to get rid of this disc, please let me know. And if you think this disc might really help you out for some certain reason, also let me know. I would love to improve my game in any way that I can. With that being said, thank you so much for coming to my bag review and everything that I have in it. I hope you guys like this video. I definitely will be putting out more course review videos. Those are my favorite to do. I really enjoy doing those. We got more in the queue. We're kind of in that busy November, December schedule that most people find themselves in. So don't give up on the channel. There's still plenty of content coming. We got lots of things planned. But for now, that would conclude my What's in the Bag. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. There's a lot more content coming. So see you guys later.